Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Honcho J23 coming to you live, and you are now tuned in to the latest, hottest, most episodic show on all social media platforms. That is Independent Scene Podcast. I want to take this opportunity right now to welcome you guys, to thank you guys for taking this journey with me. We have a really dope artist in the building. She goes by the name of B Sim. She's already in the building for episode 180. So I hope that you guys sit back, relax, and learn a lot because my girl is about to shut it down. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Independent Scene Podcast right here in the hot seat, my girl, my sister, the one and only B Sims. Let's get it. What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good.
It's fine. Listen, first of all, let me just say this. I have truly have enjoyed, watching you. I just got to say that before we even start, because you bring an energy like no other. And when I tell you,
Aw.
and when I and when I tell you, you know how to shut it down, you shuts it down. So I'm truly excited. So don't mind me if you see me, just mad smiling a lot, because I'm just excited to have you on this platform. So I just
Aw.
let you know that, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for this culture and for the music industry, because you're definitely doing a lot, and I appreciate it. And I support you just as much as, what I'm saying, you may support me. So with that being said, I'm going to shut up and let you introduce yourself to the people, and we're going to get started.
Okay. So my name is B Sims. You can follow me at _ BEESIMMS. That's up there at the top, guys, if y'all want to be able to follow me. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here, and I'm always open to doing interviews so my fans can get to know me.
Most definitely, most definitely. All right, so my first question I must ask, so the name B Sims, where did the name B Sims come from?
So my name is Brittany Simmons.
Okay.
So B Sims is just always kind of been something I've been called a lot, like just growing up throughout school. Any teams I've been a part of, I've kind of always taken that name on. So it just fits, and it's what I'm going with. So
Okay. Now, real quick, before we get into the music, before we get into everything surrounding, tell us a little bit about your growing up. What was growing up like for you? Like, what was it like, coming into your own as a woman and realizing what it was that you wanted to do with your life?
It's always been a journey, and it still is. I've just always allowed myself to kind of go with whatever was on my heart at the moment. So throughout
Okay.
just growing up, I, have made a lot of different accomplishments. I got my college degree, got a master's. I've just worked on up, and then I got to a point in my career where I'm just really starting to feel like I want my creativity to pay me for the rest of my life instead of some of my degrees that I have. So all of it's still helpful, and I still use it all. But I think just over the years, I've just allowed myself to go with my gut feeling, and this is where it's kind of led me. So.
Okay. Now, when it comes to your fans and your supporters, what has been the most rewarding about receiving the love, receiving the support, receiving the motivation behind the people that truly indeed support B Sims?
What's been the support behind it?
The most rewarding.
The most rewarding. What's been most rewarding about it? I would have to say just hearing some of the stories. Like, I love hearing from my fans and hearing from people that tell me that I inspire them. To me, that feels good. I love to see how me doing what I should be doing is helping others do what they should be doing. And to me, that's the most sweetest part about it all, is just hearing that back from everybody.
Most definitely, most definitely. Okay. So real quick, talk to us a little bit about some of your influences. Who have been some of your influences in this music business?
Um, it's a really long list, but I'll just name some few. I would have to say, definitely Lil Wayne.
Okay.
A little bit of 3 6 Mafia. A little bit of Big Crit. A little bit of Drake.
Okay.
A little bit of Kanye.
Okay.
And then just like always loving and being open to new sounds and stuff like that. So just anything that makes you stop, that catches your attention. To me, those are the tracks that I kind of fell in love with through my childhood. Also, Missy Elliott as well.
Most
Just kind
definitely.
of showing me that you can be totally different and have your own style. And she's definitely doing that. And of course, currently we have Lizzo as well, kind of on that streak of just breaking down barriers and shutting people up about what it should be and what it's not. So those are just a few that I've named.
Okay, okay. Well, definitely, definitely some iconic stars out here. Definitely salute to them. All
Yeah.
right. So my next thing, when it comes to performing and getting on stage, how do you mentally appear get prepared for any show of that magnitude?
I typically always just like to have a really calm day leading up to it. I like to kind of wake up, get myself in the right space. And before I perform, I always just try to make sure that I like say a prayer, because I feel like, when you get on stage, anything could happen. So I just pray that like that my music attracts at least one person. Like to me, that's a win. Like one
Right.
fan after you perform is a win just as good. So I'm always just like praying that my music is received and that I can catch the attention. But that's kind of my little MO before I go on stage.
Okay, okay. Now, now speaking of the music, when you're putting out this music and you're putting out these songs, what is the message behind your music? What is the message that you want the people to gain and grasp and be able to apply to them in their lives?
Um, I think, well, first of all, I want to say that I have a lot of different tracks out. So a lot of them are totally different from one another. And that's okay. I like that. That's what artistry is. But I will say that oftentimes, regardless of what track you hear from me, you know that I mean it. So I represent being a bosshood. This I make music for bosses. I make music for people who want to say what they mean and mean what they say. As I stated in my last live, I make music for people who don't fit the script, but they flip the script. I just make music for people who should be able to tell you what they mean and mean
Right.
what they say. Like that's just really it. And that's the feedback I get, is that I have a gritty energy about it. And I
Okay.
think like, yeah, that's what I be going for. So
Okay. 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 I
yeah.
feel, I feel that. So now, kind of with the world opening back up, being able to get back out there on stage, being able to perform, and just, again, kind of again see everybody that you haven't probably seen in a while and things like that. How does that make you feel to know that once again you're able to kind of get back out there a little bit and see people that you haven't seen in a while and being able to
Right.
perform on stage, perform at different venues? How does that feel to you?
It honestly feels really good. I'm excited because it's like, I think the pandemic kind of slowed everybody down, got everybody to rethink about things, recuperate a little bit on their thoughts and their
Right.
action plan. So now that the gates are back open, it's kind of like I'm in that stance, like I run track or something. And it's just kind of like, for me, it's like when these gates open and when things are back to normal, I'm really planning to take advantage of that, as I slowly am starting to. So it
Okay.
feels great. It's been well, well anticipated. We've been waiting on this and now it's here. So it's just time for me to shut up and put up at this point.
And most definitely, I definitely feel you on that. All right,
Yeah.
so out of all the years of your industry, of being in this industry and being in this and being in this profession in this career, what have you found? What have you seen? What have you found within yourself that keeps you motivated, keeps you going, that keeps you driven, that keeps you going?
I would just say like my family and my friends and all of my supporters that believe in me. Some days I think with anything we all question like, do we want to continue, or things might get hard sometimes. But I think really what keeps me going is my fans, like because it's like, I have people that tell me how they connect with my music and how it's
Hmm.
helping them do more things within their lives. And it's just like, if I stop, I don't want to carry that burden of making others stop. So it's like, we're
Right.
in it now. So yeah, I have my days, where it gets difficult, but at the same time, we just, keep going,
Most,
so
most
yeah, that's
definitely.
what I would say has been my biggest support: family, friends, and fans. So
Okay,
the three.
okay. All right, so that's just so with us being in the year 2021, we finally, we all have made it to see 2021. But what I want to know from you specifically is what dreams and other goals do you have set for 2021 that you want to accomplish in 2021?
So personally, what I'm working on this year is more visuals, more shows. Like I want to be on the music scene more, and just increasing my social media presence. Those are my three goals for this year. They might seem small to someone else, but for me, that's what I'm deciding to focus on right now, is just self-exposure, just getting out there more, performing more, being on social media, showing y'all my personality, like other things about me,
Right.
and just being in people's face more. So those are my goals for 2021, because I feel like once I am in front of people, that a lot of more doors are gonna open for me. So.
Yes, I definitely see that happening for you because, like I said, you are whether you believe it or not, you are a star, an icon, a legend already. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I literally had the pleasure of seeing you perform. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember what event it was, but we were at I think it was at Solos. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
you had came to Solos one year, and you literally got on stage, and it just seemed like the crowd just went wow. It was just like,
Yeah.
yo, like you got that talent, and you got that drive, and I definitely loved every single minute of it. So I definitely can't wait to see you perform again. You know what I'm saying? In the nearby future. You know what I'm
It's
saying? But
happening.
most definitely. So my next thing, I want to kind of switch gears for a second. So in the current state of what's going on around the world, we've recently had some death that that has occurred. And I want to just get your take on these deaths that you've been seeing from our Black brothers and sisters. What is your thought process on it? Of course, with the passing of DMX, and then we had George Floyd, and then we had just recent Anthony Brown Jr. What is your thoughts on seeing all of this take place?
It's tough. It gets heavy. Sometimes I feel like when you constantly see messages like that on your screen, sometimes you have to take a break. So, I feel like basically with all that has been going on, I've been having to find ways to protect myself by limiting how much of it I digest, how much of it I read about, how many times I press play on those videos, because I just kind of feel like, it can be taxing. So, it hurts, and I honestly don't know when some of it will ever end. But at the same time, I'm just trying to keep my sanity in this crazy world that we have going on around us. So I just try to limit how much time I spend watching that stuff, because it really can eat at you.
Most definitely, most definitely. Okay, now I want to kind of switch gears. I want to get into the topic I like to call versus battles. We've been having these versus battles that has been produced by this beast, and they have put on some incredible battles. Entertainers out the woodwork. But I gotta know, what's been your favorite, and who do you see next stepping into that ring?
I would say my favorite has honestly been Gucci and Jeezy.
Okay,
I
okay,
just feel like because it just highlighted so much of like the best times of my life. Like those music, some of those songs are like soundtracks from when I was just like, like, and it just takes you back. So I really enjoyed it. I was at home, and then the different emotions involved with it was kind of crazy too. But it was just legendary in my opinion, and it's one that really stuck out of the ones I've seen. And then you asked me if I could predict another one or one
mhm.
I would like to see. Um, hmm. I don't know. I would just really like to see Beyonce versus Rihanna. I really
Oh,
would.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I know that it's gonna take a lot of money for that, and it's gonna
Right.
take a lot, but I feel like that would be a great battle, honestly. So I would love to see that.
Okay, okay. So another question I gotta ask you real quick. When it comes to social media, we spoke about that just a little bit. How has social media impacted you or helped you to benefit from where you are now?
Social media has brought a lot of like people to me that I would have never ran across, different fans. Social media helps me put my creativity out there to share with other people. So it's definitely done me a favor. And I enjoy it. Like social media is a double-edged sword though, because sometimes too much of it can have you comparing and scrolling and wasting time. So you got to remember that. But at the same time, it opens doors that like just allow you to access areas that you might not would have if it wasn't for this app. So
Okay, okay. So my last two questions I have for you, well, actually three, and then we're gonna get up out of here because I ain't trying to hold you too long.
you
But
fine.
when it comes to advice, what has been the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten in your life?
Um, the best piece of advice that I've gotten in my life is to just do it scared. Like do it anyway, because regardless of whatever, people are always gonna have something to say. Some are always gonna love it. Some are always gonna hate it. So that's why it's best to just do it scared. Do you, like, just do you. That's been the best advice I've gotten, because If not, you just wasting your time. So
Most definitely. Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And so my next question, when it comes to the up and coming artists of today, we have so many people who are rising through the ranks and who are up and coming. And when you see these up and coming stars, what tips or advice or gems can you give to them? And for those that are watching, that needs to know, what it takes, to keep going, to keep moving, to keep pushing, so that way they can, see their level of growth succeed.
My advice would just be, don't ask yourself, can you do it? Like, don't just ask yourself, can you do it? But ask yourself, can you fail and keep doing it? And if your answer is still yes, then I feel like that's all you need to keep going, because you're going to hear a lot of no's. It's going to be a lot of people that don't see your vision up front. And it's like, you can't let that stop you. But for some people, that first time happens and they're done and they're over it. So it's not can you do it, but is it can you fail and keep doing it? And if your answer is yes and you mean it, then let's go. That's
Most
all I
definitely.
have for now.
Okay. Well, so my final question, I spoke about him earlier. We recently had the loss of legendary superstar, iconic DMX, who truly left a trailblaze and a legacy behind, great music behind. I got to know from you as an artist, from an artist standpoint, where were you and what was going through your mind when you heard the news of DMX passing away?
I was actually out at brunch, and it really, like, made me sad, because I instantly thought about all the different songs throughout my childhood that I heard, and I loved you knew who he was on the track. You never had to say, who is that? That sound like, no, like, it was always DMX, and you knew that. It's from the instant he said anything, even an ad
Right.
lib. So I feel like, I hate that it happens, but it also is just a reminder to me that, like, just put it out there. You never know. Look at all the people he touched. Everyone would consider him like somebody that didn't quite have it all together because of his past. But look, he was transparent about that and spoke
Mm-hmm.
easily about how God has done well in his life. And I just feel like that's the courage that a lot of people are missing. So for RIP, rest in peace to DMX, but he definitely was a staple in my childhood. And it's like, no one has ever been able to do it quite like him since. So
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, B Sims, I have truly enjoyed
yeah.
talking with you and getting to know you, and I'm glad. I hope you fans out there that have been watching us, been tuning in,
Yes.
had a chance to learn a little bit about B Sims. Like I said, she is truly an iconic superstar in the making. Make sure you guys
Thank you
stay.
so much.
Most definitely, make sure you guys stay locked in her, stay tuned in with her. Real quick, what can we be excited from you, and once again, let people know where they can follow and tap in with you at.
So you guys, right now, last Friday, April 30th, I just dropped my single, Show Me Love. It's on all streaming platforms. Anywhere music is, Show Me Love is. So I appreciate it if y'all can go look at that. I definitely have a visual coming out for that really soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. If you guys want to follow me, it's _B Sims, BEESIMMS. And that is on all platforms as well. B Sims on it.
Most definitely. Well, B Sims, we appreciate you. We thank you. Ladies
Thank you.
and my time. The host, Hunter J, 23 of Independent Scene, the podcast. Thank you to y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys next time on another edition of Independent Scene, the Hunter J and my girl B Sims. And we out of here.
Bye.
Bye.